I want to introduce my dear friend, the next governor, Patrick Morrisey.
Well, thank you very much, Kent, and thank you to every single person who made your way out today. What an incredible day for a pre-election rally. This is pretty unbelievable. I want to start out and recognize a couple people, but first and foremost, I want to thank my wife for coming today, Denise. I think Kent is right. There are some fine executive committees all around the state, but you can tell when there's really good leadership. And Julie, you've done a great job as chair. Thank you for all you do. We have so many people here. We have elected officials. We have a couple state senators. I know there's so many people here, but I want to just say thank you. You guys were very strong for me over the last year, and now as our party has come together, we're all unified. We know how important it is to get out the votes on election day. And I feel very humbled that I've had the opportunity to serve as your West Virginia Attorney General. We've been able to do some really big things. You guys know that we've been able to really take on the Obama and the Biden administration. I will tell you, I have to confess, I'm going to miss at least one part of being Attorney General. You know, every day I get to wake up now and think, how do I sue the Biden administration today? And I'm going to have to pass that off, you know? But I think you're going to be in good hands with J.B. McCuskey, and I'm not going anywhere, because I'm going to tell you, we're going to make sure we keep everyone in line, because we must always protect West Virginia and our conservative values. Now, I'm not going to give a long speech. A lot of you have heard what we've been talking about all summer in terms of the importance of having West Virginia compete more effectively with the states that we touch and comparing our taxation, our regulation, our workforce rules, our licensing rules, our educational policies to get to the place where we're going to be able to defeat those other states, our neighbors, in the arena. I'm excited to do that and to work with the legislature to come up with a common agenda that's going to help West Virginia soar. You've also heard about my advocacy for Hope Scholarship and the importance of educational attainment. Thank you. And the fact that we're going to make all of these great changes and repurpose government in a way that will maintain West Virginia conservative values, right? We know that. We care about the sanctity of life and our Second Amendment. We know the difference between men and women, do we not? We know men shouldn't be playing sports with women. Do we not agree on that? So we agree on all these things. I'm not going to revisit them because we've talked a lot about it. I wanted to focus a little bit today on the importance of maximizing turnout for the election on Tuesday. You see, we're all focused on a lot of the races here in West Virginia. And I would urge you to help get the vote out so that Republicans win up and down the ballot. I can't think of a better friend to work with than Kent Leonhardt, all the great things he's done. But I want to make sure that we not only have a Kent Leonhardt in place, we have Republicans in the Board of Public Works. We have a Republican Senate, a House of Delegates, Commission, all the way down to Town Council. Because I think the Republican worldview philosophy is superior to the other side. Because we care about limited government. We care about maintaining our conservative values and protecting our Constitution and advancing our freedoms. But there's another important reason why we all have to not only get out and vote on Tuesday, but spread the word to everyone you know. You see, across the country, a lot of people are going to make a decision for the very important post of President of the United States. And we know that the Electoral College math is going to be tight. We need President Trump to win. Now, I know I'm going to challenge myself and everyone here. If you know anyone in Pennsylvania, if you know of anyone in North Carolina, If you know anyone in Georgia, if you know anyone in Nevada, or Arizona, or Michigan, or Wisconsin, or New Hampshire, or even New Mexico, if you know people in those areas, call them up. Remind them to get out to vote. We have to win. And those battleground states are critical. But where I really want you to spend more of your time is focusing on getting the vote out in West Virginia. Let me tell you why. Sure, do I think President Trump is going to win potentially with 68% of the vote? Yes. But there are a couple different reasons why we want him to do better. You see, I do believe President Trump is going to win this election on the Electoral College front, but I want him to win the popular vote as well. And the reason why that's so important is that if he doesn't win, think of what the media is going to try to do to him and go after him if he falls short there. They're going to say he doesn't have a mandate to govern. We need him to have a mandate to govern because I want to put my trust in him to help save these great United States of America. And so, West Virginia, when you can win with say a 68-32 margin, you can really rack up the raw number of votes that goes into the popular vote. If we could ship a couple 100,000 votes in Trump's direction, wow, that's pretty potent. And that's what you get with more turnout. If you take the turnout, not only get to say 50%, but get to 65%, those extra votes, they might make the difference as to whether Trump wins the national popular vote. I'd like to see that happen. Because winning isn't enough. Having a mandate to govern matters. And make sure that when we hit the ground running, when we take the oath of office, that we can do all the wonderful things that will make you proud. I, personally, am looking forward to working with President Trump. Because can you imagine coming in early in January? Now, I take the oath of office January 13th. He takes the oath of office January 20th. Come in with a package of initiatives that are great for West Virginia. So we need that mandate. So President Trump, who loves West Virginia, can take more action, more good things to help defend our country. So I wanted to get the word out. And I want to ask you, would everyone here be willing to make 10 calls to those you know who haven't been out to vote yet, who you're going to encourage to get out to vote? You might help them drive to get out to vote. Can I get a show of support? How many people are willing to call at least 10 people on Tuesday to get the word out? I don't see everyone raising their hands. Anyone? All right. He'll donate a ride, absolutely. Let's get people out to vote. And I think if we do that, West Virginia not only will provide a good margin on the popular vote, but then we're going to be in contention for another wonderful prize. You know what that is? I want West Virginia to be the #1 state for Trump in America. We have some ferocious competition in Wyoming. I know that they're always fighting for that. They're usually around 69, 70. But we can get there too. But it makes a difference in terms of how we govern. But I'm excited to be here in Raleigh County. Julie, as you know, I've tried to put a lot of time coming in here. I hope it shows. I care a lot about the citizens of southern West Virginia. I know I've said this before, but when I was first running, a lot of people discouraged me from coming to southern West Virginia. And I said, no way. My values are consistent with the people of southern West Virginia. You know, my dad worked at U.S. Steel. He used to lose his job a couple times back in the 70s and 80s. And I remember that because the cyclical nature of steel, just like with coal. And my mom would pick up the slack as a VA nurse, and she'd work really, really hard to take care of 4 kids, 3 boys and a girl. We were a family that knew how to get out and work. And I am so blessed that my parents, we didn't have that much money, but boy, they taught me the right work ethic. That makes a big difference. That's not unlike many of you and the stories of most West Virginians. We need to tell that story. We need to get the word out. And we need to make sure that West Virginia is going to be that shining state in the mountains. And I'm going to conclude on this. You know, every year, I'm very fortunate to spend a little bit of time going to Boys State and Girls State. You guys all hear of Boys State and Girls State? Right, most of you have. These are some of our best and brightest kids, and they're incredible. And every year, when I hear about it, I circle the date on my calendar and say, I'm going to go up for that. And then when I get there, usually the kids, they're incredibly kind. They go crazy. They're all excited. Oh, the Attorney General's here. This is wonderful. And you know what I say to them? No. Don't be excited that I'm here. I'm thrilled to see you. Because these are some of the brightest, most incredible kids in our state. And let me tell you, I'm a guy that has a little bit of energy. And I get motivated when I see bright kids who want to work hard. Because they're the future of our state. And so when I go to Boys State and Girls State, I typically ask 2 questions. First, I ask how many people in the room want to go to college. Virtually everyone raises their hand. Then I follow up and say, well, how many people here believe there'll be a good job opportunity for them when they're done with college? Only about 20% of the kids raise their hands. For me to be successful as your governor, that dynamic needs to change. We need to inspire hope, not just among everyone here, but to our kids, so they know there's an incredibly bright future in front of them, that there are going to be incredible job opportunities available for them. And we've been starting down that process. We're making some progress, but we have a long way to go. We can't be ranked 48, 49, 50 in the rankings. I think we all have to do everything we can to convey that sense of hope to our kids, and then we have to demonstrate it through the actions we have when we're governing. That's what's going to motivate me as your next governor, to keep working and to motivate the kids, because that's the future of West Virginia. And if all of us do our job, and we put in place the right policies, we focus on education and competition, then West Virginia truly will be that shining state in the mountains. I'm grateful to be here today. I'm entitled to nothing in my life. But I'm so happy to have had the opportunity to serve you as your Attorney General, and I would be humbled to serve as your governor. My name is Patrick Morrisey. I'm your State Attorney General. I'm asking all of you, get out, let's rock and roll on Tuesday, and have a big win